down. Obviously, the Corki as well has those missiles. But if they can get up close and personal, they have a huge amount of burst potential.
And I mean, it is going to be the Renata, so not the likes of Alistar or anything like that for the matchup against the Rails.
Kazante still just ubiquitous in the meta right now, has been for the last 2 years.
I think it's really important that the GX bot lane just chills here, doesn't take any poke, because as of right now, Sheo is still clearing his red side, and Closer has to move down bot side. Oh my god, Jackie's, no mana on Camilo!
And no life on Jackie's! Oh my dude.
That was puzzling.
That was puzzling. Closer's on his way across. Camilo still has the flash here.
Oh no!
Oh, he flashes into a wall!
Well, he looked to invade on enemy Grom spawn, but I think Sheo's going to get back in time, so he's just back in his own jungle now.
The overall sequence actually a little bit bad for Camilo. Obviously gets that kill. Noah pulled back here. Flacker trying to put the damage down. Noah low on mana. One more auto would be enough, but they can't quite get it. Stand has been ignited. Chun trying to trade back in here, but can't get close enough to Stand or Flacker to put that final.
With short flash that Camilo made. Well, hold up, no flash mid lane.
It's the weakness of Camilo now without the flash on the Victor. We talked about it in draft. He is 3 kills, or first 3 kills. First to slay 3 epic monsters, 1 grub count. 1 grub count, all 3 of them counts as 1 towards the 3 epic monsters, and then first tower is Flacker being up in the top lane, not having TP. He was just catching that, now pushing it out. It's going to be matched by Lot, who will catch the wave as well. On the bot side right now, Sten stepping forward, going to handshake Jun, who goes back in with the Magnet Storm, tries to dash away, the hostile takeover coming out as well, and Jun has to flash the wall. Wind becomes lightning, was just wide of Jun. He's able to survive for now. Meanwhile, in the bot side, Carlson and Lot still bussing heads. In the end, it looks like Jun is just going to be able to get a reset off. What did we have exchanged? Crescent Guard was used by Sheo. Sten used the hostile takeover.
Here we go again.
With a Q3 again, but Carlson is looking for the opportunity to trade back in. The Drake Hound step giving him that little bit of extra range that he needs to stay out of the clutches of Lot.
Yeah, and in the end, they're just both going to recall. Little greedy by Jun there as well. It was actually GX who didn't have the man advantage. Camilo had come through from the top side, so they almost managed to get that killed. In the end, though, they had to reset, and that means GX can actually get this grab.
Maybe their second of those neutrals towards the feet of Strength. Dragon up in 40 seconds. TP coming out from Lot. Carlson just resetting now. See if he's got his runs beeline for this top lane. He's like, maybe I can help save Carlson, because if you do give him the bayline here, Carlson is going to try and dash around, but Jun can lock him up for a moment. Counter TP coming out. There's a Shadowing Strike. Carlson flashes early. Jackie's comes in with the Emperor's Divide. Camilo's here, but he's a little late to the party. Jun takes the kill. Giant X get their 3rd, and with it they get that portion of the Feats of Strength. And alongside it, with only a minute before the Rift Herald, they can set up control towards this top side.
Yeah, and it's not really that big of an investment. Yeah, you use the ultimates, but it's again Ignite and TP, and you'll have that up for the next, well, still going to be 5 minutes, but you happily take that. Camilo, though, can get a bit chunked here, which would give Giant X priority around that Herald.
Lot still pushing out bot. Carlson would have to use TP if he's going to match that pressure, which gives Giant X a lot of time towards the top side. Lot now moving away from that bot tower. Camilo does have the flash.
That's nice.
Sheo, there's the Cease and Desist going in from Closer as he looks to lock them up. Camilo diving towards the top side, but Lot with the TP behind, and now Send is all caught out. Giant X with their second. They're looking for more. Well, the second of this prolonged fight. They're looking for more. Camilo does still have the flash. Has to use it to get away from Closer, but Lot's not done. Camilo's going to get pulled back alongside Sheo. Locked up. Crescent Guard comes out, but I'm not sure it can guard you from the might of Kazante. In the end, a lot. We heard Finn talking about him, obviously, in Ready Check earlier on, and showing why he is a player to be taught.
And they forced their opponents out.
Also shows where Giant X's priorities are. They took the tier 1 in the top side. Chase for a couple of everything is coming up Giant X so far. For Heretics, again, a struggle of an early game, especially for Camilo. That flash burn, where he didn't get over the wall for the second kill of the game, really has cost if he's going to continue to do that.
Yeah, it's not as easy as just playing Jackson, fishing in the early game. Stendo, fishing, finding Closer.
Closer's going to get pulled back here with a handshake. Hostile takeover coming out as well, and Closer was very greedy here. Flacker needs another auto or a missile. Doesn't have one in the tank, but he gets more food.
Right.
So it's Voracious. It's like, give me more action, which is why you get the Voracious Atakan.
Right. So far, Rift Tower getting spawned in mid lane. Let's see what happens here.
Well, the tower is going to die as Heretics secure it, and that's looks to be all they wanted out of do that yet. They'll take their 3rd dragon of the game, putting themselves on soul point. Will Heretics look to play around this bot side? Will Giant X, Blackhead, Jun has that flash engage possibility. Lot going in, gets the lockup onto Kamilu. The cease and desist coming out as well as Kamilu's forced to flash to the rest of his team. Articon's patience from Lots as he's going to act as a bouncer. That Articon's already gone. Sheo locked up by Jun. Articon secured by Giant X, and now they have the false life, and they can take the fight to Heretics. The knockback with the Empress Divide on Kamilu. Sheo's locked up as well. Giant X looking for more. They'll find 2 so far. Sten flashes away, but no, it's still there for the chase, and I'm not sure Sten is going to stand much longer. A double for no. Well timed by Giant X. Looks like they're just going to start up the Baron immediately. Lot doesn't have TP, but he is recalling because they see Carlson in the bot side. They see Blackhead in mid. It's like, is Blackhead really going to be able to fight against us here? Getting the voracious Artican just allowed Lot to dive in immediately, distract Heretics, and the rest of Giant X collapsed on the top side and got a fight unless Giant X full send into them and then Sten pops the hostile takeover.
It absolutely is, and it's not like they didn't try to invade this Vi while she was in level 6, but they just couldn't get the early leads that they needed, and then GX has just been playing a fantastic game. They have been the guys that had priority in mid lane, moved that around again and again and again, and I mean, it's hard for Team Heretics now. You feel like it's already over.
And it's clean from Giant X. 26 minutes in with Baron. They are pushing in the doors. That false life about to come off. In just a moment. Jun gets a little bit more of the buff. As now we see the inhibitor falling. They still have the Baron remaining. Giant X will look for their second inhibitor as well. I feel like the false life should have fallen off by now, but obviously my timing is slightly wrong.
I'd love a timer
It's
for
still
it.
going on, right? Jun goes in for the engage. Magnet Storm onto Kamilu. There's the Shadowing Strike. What you gonna do, Victor? Sent back to the Arcane, sent packing by Giant X. It is clean, it is methodical. A public execution is not even gonna connect. Hostile takeover only hits onto Lot, although he's been doing a bunch of work this game. The fact that you get 50 gold for the Nexus kind of implies that there is some sort of extra Nexus shop that you can spend your money on, as we see Sheo dying. And yeah, it will be sold for Giant X. And now, on the other side of this, and they were trying to defend, they have many more ways to pull the trigger to go in for the fight, but Heretics don't really have that option at their disposal. Carlson's going to try and catch a couple of waves, and I will say the Ambassador experiment, I'm not going to say it's failed, but it hasn't really
done anything
this game.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's his fault.
No, I mean,
I'm going to stress.
It's hard to say, right? Team Heretics is players from all different systems coming into this one as well, so building up an identity can be difficult. Also, hard to execute.
Jackies! Oh, Jackies, you absolute beauty! He slides 3 back and it's all done. Sheo trying to escape, but what can you do in the face of so much hate? Only Carlson survives. He gets the shutdown, he flashes away, but Lot's having none of it. He'll chase Carlson back down, Noah walks away from it. And in the end, Giant X will get the ace. Closer will secure it, and the Nexus will fall alongside it. Noah TP's in just to add a little bit of salt on the wound. Giant X will be 4-1 at the halfway mark of the split.
Yeah, that's just a fantastic performance from Giant X. I mean, pretty much everyone got their lane up a bit, and I will say the Elise might not match that profile.
I 100% agree with you, but it's Elise support in the LEC, and so we're going to be happy and excited about it, Google.
I am so happy. That's the best goddamn Elise spot I've ever...
First scuttle grab on the top side. Hilly down to half HP, as is Loopy. Hilly healing, jumping forward, looking for the damage onto Loopy. Concussive blows coming out. Loopy flashes, but he's still in vision. First blood, though, goes over to Rahel. Kazi tries to answer it with one of his own. Isma now coming in. Oh my god, Vitality! What were you doing?
Oh, it's close. Oh, it's close. It's important, but look at that minion wave. Look at that minion. Dicey, you know, enemy junglers coming down. Rahel could probably just back off into the bush where there's no vision, flash away, anything on the queue, but I mean, it's unlucky as well. It's one past the mid.
Now Rahel is by himself in the bot lane. Loopy's on his way across. Rahel gets Rahel! Rahel's gonna get 2. It's a double on the tower. He'll lose the XP.
Oh, it's another horror.
Minions.
I mean, it's a bit greedy being here in general, but somehow Kazi takes aggro.
Well, because he autos first. That's how he takes aggro. Hilly didn't get in range to get the auto down.
Oh, no.
Nako's now dead in the top side as Isma gets his first of the game. And we asked for SK to come out firing. They've done exactly that. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Loopy goes up, comes down, locked up with the concussive blows, down to 100 HP, but a good storm from Rika will keep Kazi at bay. Rahel jumps across. Linsa's diving forward. Isma is just going to go for the grubs instead. Vitality took one of them, so SK will only be able to get 2 from this initial spawn, but Hilly and Kazi...
Are we still going? Really, Hilly? Are we still going?
I don't think we should have been. I do not think we should have still been going. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't even know where to start.
Well, wasn't it yesterday that Hilly took 40 minutes until he died? Yes. Yes, he has. Vitality managed to get there. Seen stranger things happen. Nako getting jumped on by Genax. You can see what Vitality are trying to do. They're trying to force Genax away from the tower, but Linces tanks up a couple of shots. The Cyclone comes out, and it's a good enough dive from Vitality.
As well, he's got a lot of gold from the kills he got. The plating's coming through now as well, but I don't think he's going to be in a position where he can get that big first item power spike before the game. Rift Grubs comes through. There we go. Hilly getting really aggressive.
Looking for the stun. Loopy coming across again. Cocoon landing onto Kazi. Hilly down to 400 HP or so. Lince's here, but he's been tracked the whole way through his jungle. Glacial Prison only hits onto the decoy there. Let's force that W out, but not an exchange that Isma really would have wanted to make. However, they do gain control around the grubs from it, and it should be 5 grubs going over to SK.
Yeah, but Genax is staying bot. He doesn't have TP. Nako's already coming up, so they're in a great position to fight here's Vitality because Isma already used that ultimate, as you said.
Yeah, they have a man advantage. Isma might just look for 4 here. They're not to consult away. Nako looking for the flank. He's hit with nice the cocoon. Loopy has been on point with those. Vitality will take the last remaining grub, but it's 4 to SK. And
you've a lot going through this turret. Play coming through from Isma as well. They could dive Nako here. No one is around to defend him.
Zagragas is so hard to dive him. He goes in with the body slam, flashes away. Isma with the lockup, the ignite ticking. And there's the repel from Loopy to avoid the final tower shot. Hylissang and Linces on their way across. Rahel looking for the tower. Hilly flashes forward. TP coming in. Camped TP by SK as Rahel dashes away. No flash on him now. Does have the cleanse, but Chayak puts it back. He dashes across the wall. The Cyclone will lock him up in the end, and as much as Rahel can try, he can't escape. Linces and Chayak. Hylissang now running for the hills. Dashes back to a minion. The stun going in from Isma as well as Linces will fall. Chayak and Hylissang trying to escape to their tower, but their tower will fall over with just a small breath of wind. A double for Rika. He's looking for more. Chayak underneath the turret can put up the Sun Disc. If that tower does go down, that might, can it? No, not quite. Take down the turret as of yet. Vitality unable to defend against the power of SK in that bot lane play, and the tower falls at the end of it all.
And then Rahel with the Arcane Shift over the ultimate, forcing Linces to flash in as well. He made his enemy use so many tools to try and kill him.
Loopy might be dead here. Doesn't have the flash, did have it, but Chain of Corruption enough to lock him down. Isma on the Drake as well, as Vitality just want more of the action. They have the numbers advantage as well because Genax is in the top side and Nako is in mid. Genax does have TP. Isma should be able to jump out of the back of the pit. Nako now on Rahel, who remember has no flash. Knocked into the wall, but it's not quite enough to take down the Ezreal as of yet. The Drake begun again by Vitality. They will secure their second of the game.
Yeah, but it is traded on the top side. They get another turret this time around for Genax, so it's not, once again, harsh but true. But this time around, SK is not really in a position where they can trade this to anything, so really nice from Vitality. They can actually pilot this range composition around their poke because they've had a really good early game so far, but they need to drive this one home. And you're playing with
3 items on their AD carry, 3 items on their mid laner, and then be in a strong position to fight you later.
Yeah, and I love that you're talking about items because I think that's what they're waiting for right now with Chayak. He was the only one who didn't have, or at least he doesn't have the second item like Rika. And when you're playing this composition, you really want your SC to be in a good spot.
That was really nice from Hilly. Jumps in the way. Get down, Mr. Kazi. Blocks the Glacial Prison. Isma should be able to get away from this. Does still have the flash. Lynch just jumping across the wall. Was hit with a cocoon as he was invisible.
By Hilly, or is Hilly the one getting caught?
He flashes away from the Glacial Prism. Loopy flashing for the cocoon. Stand beside me, used by Hylissang, but now he's being chased down, and once again, it's Hilly overextending and dying. Nako's TPing in behind, though, as SK look to collapse on top of him.
Ooh, when they see that, he's flying in, and he's out of there.
Linces eats a Mystic Shot. Nako should be able to retreat. Genax will pick up those Blood Petals. The Atakan, a possibility here for SK. They do have a man advantage.
No,
Kazi having to flash away as well from Isma. Chain of Corruption going down. Chayak forced away by Rika. Kazi now dead as well. The bot lane doomed to death together. SK find 2, and now the Atakan in their eyes.
Chayak's resetting. He does have TP. Lince's still around. He's trying to come around from a flank position, but it's already warded out in that tri-bush, and now the resistance is getting trapped.
Loopy has been on point with these cocoons. Lince's forced away. Not quite enough damage to kill off.
I don't think Vitality is feeling as desperate to need to start this Atakan, but just that moment right there, that's a huge...
They know that this is happening. Hilly going to put the Glacial Fissure down. Genex has a good flank position. 4,000 on the Baron right now. 3,000.
Oh, great!
And they just can't get close enough. The barrel enough to distract. Vitality starting to retreat. Isma looking for the Glacial Prison. It goes between the uprights somehow. Chain of Corruption for the route for the slow. Loopy goes.
Because it was easy for SK to get priority in the lanes and make the move first. Now you have Baron. That should be easier. Naknako.
He doesn't have flash, so he has to dodge away from everything. Loopy on the back line. Naknako with a Seeker's arm guard. Loopy already dead as Linces takes him down. The Cyclone coming out knocks up Rika as well. They're still trying to kill Naknako,
he's alive.
and they just can't do it. Naknako survives. SK pay for it with 2 of their lives. Meanwhile, Chayek's just pushing in bot with the Baron empowered double cannon minions. Another tower to them. Kazi will take mid-tier 1, and the gold explodes in Vitality's favor.
And you said it yourself, all it took for Vitality to get a lead this game. Really? Are we really taking this fight? I feel like they're just going to go. I'm just going to continue talking. What you said is all it was going to take was one fight for Vitality to drive it home. They found that one fight, and I will say you saw 2 things there. Loopy, how squishy he is on the Elise, was immediately blown up by Linces, but also the value of Hilly's and Sprong there, keeping Naknako alive, fantastic positioning, and really good playing against a full-fledged team fight composition. The moment one of you gets tagged to run down, you can have a rough time. And Kazi is doing a great job himself as forcing them away.
Yeah, Loopy's half-life before he can ever get close to a fight. Genex is going to be able to get a tier 2 in the bot lane. True Shot Barrage coming out, trying to clear out some of these minions. Hilly's staying down at half HP as well. Will be caught in that Chaos Storm. Glacial Prism going down as well, but Hilly will just come back with a false life. Chayek able to take the tower and take a kill alongside it. A false life exchanged for a real one. His inhibitor tower in the bot side does fall as well. Genex able to secure that one, but the inhibitor forfeit for it as Vitality looking for the steal. You have to feel this will be the final nail in the coffin if Vitality were able to secure this soul. Loopy stepping forward, but really the Elise wants to be sneakier than this. Hylissang with the Unbreakable. Genex has managed to sneak behind, but he's on vision.
Oh my god,
Look at him, he's a 3rd HP before anything really begins here. Mikhail's on Chayek. Mountain Soul secured, and they're just swept away by the Cyclone, a Typhoon, ripping through SK. Genex caught out as well, is 3 already. There's a super minion pushing into the base as well. Isma dashing forward, but Chayek puts him in his place. Only Loopy left alive. And Vitality, arachnophobes to the last, trying to take him down, trying to squash the bug under their feet. Kazi and Naknako pushing into the base. Hilly chasing Loopy away alongside Linces and Chayek. They want the ace. They want to close it out. And Loopy goes up and then's going to go 6 feet under. Loopy dies, an ace for Vitality. The minions pushing into the base. And this should be over.
Yeah, the Itsy Bitsy Spider not having the best of time. Kazi and Naknako had ready. It was a dire early game, I think it's fair to say, but Vitality, their team fighting, remain vigilant.
From draft through to the team fights, Vitality's composition just coming out on top. Hilly, one last death for the road as Vitality secure their 2nd win of winter.
And good early game.
Now can roam as well and play through the skirmishing of G2 is Rakan for the final lock-in.
Yeah, this is why I think you could have gone for the Braum early, is you're now enabling LeBron to go for what is going to be your solid engage, the time they were able to take it in finals. Surely this is the time we can take it into season finals, but they couldn't find success. Now they're looking for success in the dive.
Well, the dive is going to be a level 1 Broken Blade. He flashes away. Shield of Duran locks him down. Twisted advance. It's easy as that. Skewmon getting bullied by Oscarinen, but a great re-engage from LeBron. Damage done onto the Jace. He gets ignited as well. He have to flash over the wall, but Skewmon hits him. Wind becomes lightning, and Oscar becomes dead.
I think he misclicked the blast code. He have the push there from Humanoid to actually move over. So, yeah, he gets it, moves back. Good trade from Caps, but now Mickey's in the area.
Yeah, Caps might be dead. Hello, old friend. Shield of Duran. That's easy as anything. Yeah. Humanoid even gets the kill. Broken Blade dies here. It's going to be a disaster. They're waiting to balance as a Nature's Grasp and a setup from Q, a twisted advance, and that's all that Fnatic need. Disaster is up in top. Oscarinen, he has his TP if things go wrong, but let's see first if it goes right. He's buying time. He goes into hammer form, gets the resistances, but Wind becomes lightning, almost getting the slow down as LeBron in this early game. The Grubs you mentioned now spawn, and Razork has to start this knowing that they're trading sides of the map. And with upset here as well, it should be short work of the Grubs. So 3 Grubs for the first Dragon of the game. Remembering again that Feat to Strength was actually picked up by Fnatic, so an even trade for objective is also a really good sub FNC.
BB just went for a big trade on the bottom side. This is the dive that we were just talking about. I think Oscarinen has to be so careful here.
It's Dominus, it's Oscar level 4. I love that you mentioned it because Skumond, as you said, it's in, it's easy, and it's easily.
Which works out fantastically for them. And as well, being able to get that plate, so upset in a decent spot. This is just to try and push the wave. That's all it is, I think.
Also gets a cleanse. It's going to turn into a kill at this rate as LeBron is
For
getting
who?
shielded. But Mickey, that's your old team now, brother. You're not on G2.
That was such a risky play. Like, there was no need for it. I thought it was even just to throw the, like, get the wave pushed in or something, but I don't understand. There was no real follow-up there. Upset was basically out of mana as well.
Bit of a mistake. And with what's happening here with Oscar, remember, level 6 on Jace, what does it mean? Yakety sacks, that's right. Hammer form resistance, Broken Blade, he's not tanking up. It's Skumond, but under turret with the knock-up as well. Here comes the combo, and Broken Blade's out. Instant flash, good balance.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what the game plan was there. I can see Caps considering moving up towards that top side, but it looks like it was more to just cover the potential take on the Grubs. Fnatic looking to trade on towards Dragon, but Razork is kind of low. Hansama, it's a poke Varus with a good amount of damage.
Mickey engages in, Chains of Corruption. There's a hail of arrows. The poke flashed away from Mickey would have been dead. Lebrov has used the quickness as Dragon still being taken, but G2 are going to convert and move down as Abscond Duck doesn't miss. Caps is running out of mana. Note the bar as Hansama also running low as Dragon is going to go. It's Fnatic who pick it up, but now running out is a different task. The poke on the Razork is enough to glide away from Humanoid as Abscond Duck into Upset is good. And finally we see Humanoid's first ult of the game, but
all the siblings were gone. You know, they're about to set up. They're going to have a house party at the weekend, and then suddenly people...
Twisted advance. It's a Bramble smash down. There's a phase rush to follow. There's a Humanoid to cover. There's Caps to send out the soldiers. The flash away, but everyone's on him as Upset. Yoink! My kill!
Yeah. Oh, hang on.
Guess what? Oscar's gonna die again. Why? Because Fnatic deem it so. He's gonna walk past the turret and Noxus will see fit how to deal with him. Kill over to Broken.
But instead, oh, are they actually? Hang on, I'm gonna hold this point.
Yeah, you should.
Doesn't have ult. This is a weird contest.
It's a soft contest. Herald's gone. Are you fighting after them? They'll put a fake turret up, but it's all about this contest with Nature's Grass up and available. Broken Blade will have to start thinking about a TP soon as he clears the wave. Nature's Grass for Nature's Grass. Caps uses his own, and a good stolen as Upset's damage on the True Shot Barrage is big. Now with the TP though, G2 have the fight. Upset is Sentir! Razork buys time. Skumond doing the same, but a flash away because Upset still hit from afar. Now the range, the poke comes into frame. Mickey Zenith Blade is out, but in the end, it's still a shutdown. Upset finally, the Socceroo to get, because very committal engage from Fnatic. Once they're in, they don't really find their way back out. Absolutely rubbish as Herald. Hey! Love it. Nature's Grasp.
That was
onto one. True Shot Barrage onto one. Fnatic are not done.
But they got enough, so Fnatic have to run away. So hasn't quite worked out in their favor. Again, trying to lock down a Rakan as a Leona is never going to be a good time, but MKOI.
Razork's by himself. Fnatic moved to mid. Solar Flare was also used, and Mickey is now drawing out this engage. Caps teleported in front of 3 people. Caps this game is having a stinker. Mickey's gonna die. Now, 2 old G2 members are dead. Well, one of them old. One
Trying to approach this. You've no ult on Hansama, which leaves him very vulnerable. Humanoid still has that ultimate too.
Broken Blade's just getting weaved by this poke from Fnatic. True Shot
50-50 in this?
Hurts a lot. I think we are. Skumond once wind becomes lightning when Rob goes in, but Razork buffers. Oh, the twisted advances have been so clean, man. He dodges damage, he dodges death, and I don't think you're dodging this if you're Skumond right into melee. Upsets Ezreal clean as ever. And
there was nothing left in the tank, and Skumond goes down with the ship.
It's so clean as we come back to live, and Mickey's engaged again. Up against the wall, Caps. He's been isolated in the lanes, and he's just dead.
Serena that was focused down. He's slowly started to creep up that gold lead. He's even now with Broken Blade.
Yep.
Not that far behind in the experience. And G2 just haven't really been able to punish in the way that they were hoping.
They really haven't. Now with Nature's Grass, they're looking for the next objective, which is naturally the mid lane turret. 3 versus 3 in mid.
Oh,
Mickey wants to dive this. The damage is upsetting.
That's a scroll if I've ever seen.
Pun intended as Fnatic continue channeling down mid. Now Humanoid is here.
But trying to play this scomp that G2 has into all of that disengage is so tough. Mickey gonna get a little bit of a love tap from Skumond.
This is gonna go further than the love tap. Maybe 200 gold for the taking. 1 withdrawal. Broken Blade with Dominus. They want some more. Caps a Solar Flare, gets a perfect stun. Now Razork's in trouble as well. Twisted advance again. He tries to isolate and get out, but the Bramble Smash this time won't be enough as another withdrawal. Upset tries to get a damage and a trade on the side.
G2 don't want to pull the trigger, but Fnatic do.
Yeah, they do indeed. It's Mickey. He kicks it off. Nature's Grasp again. Not into Labrov, onto Skumon. Sure shot barrage flushed away from Solar Flare under turret. I mean, Upset.
Few back and bought the space they needed. BB, though, is on the flank.
He's going to try something because G2 are going to throw a hammer into the works at 5k with a lead. Fnatic obviously favored as Oscar Innen's the target, but Caps doesn't land anything. Mickey does, though, and with Baron down now, it's just G2 falling to the ground. The one-man zero ulti, you'd say, yes, that's great from Caps. They're all onto Upset. You'd say even better for G2, but Fnatic are still too far ahead. And even if Upset dies, the humanoid mid survives.
It was so close. Labrov and Caps got the kill onto Upset, but it just wasn't enough. Fnatic had too much in the tank, and now they're marching down the mid lane.
They are indeed. The death time is a 25, and G2, I mean, they're normally the ones that win it out. G2 are normally the favored. We showed you the head-to-head record at the start. But Fnatic, as they work on the Nexus turrets, they know the death timers are in their back pocket. 10 seconds on Caps, another Nexus turret as they run back in. It feels like Fnatic used to look up at the stars, wondering about their place, but now they should look down and look at the dirt because they've drawn their line in at 4-1. I mean, we think about these wacky picks, but let's not forget, like, you know, Adam as well, situated top laner. Jack's also just great in the current meta. You know what I'm trying to say, that it's going to work.
Targamas is going to get cut off, so Malrang, level 4, level 2 Leona late to the party, and Kana might be the one left holding the bill.
Arctic Assault over, just set out for Flail, and with the Permafrost and Rel, how easy's that first blood? As Targamas shows up a little bit late here, and KC, I mean, the bullying of Jace, just like last game, continues again. For KC right now is the fact that Yike is getting solo experience around the Dragon and will be picking up this first objective. Grub's being started though. As we're seeing, Grubs have a lot of...
We're kind of happy. Maybe we get a second one here with the Smite. And yeah, should be able to get it.
I feel like calling them grapes now. That's great.
And Patrick?
Patrick is dead? Question mark? He's dead! Kana flashes on his face. Now, Kana should be dead in return, right? Now that the flash is gone, it's a good sidestep, but yeah, with Sejuani here, it's just that easy. KC going to turn into a brawl as we look towards mid, but maybe we should look towards top. Chaos Storm, but not Chaos Storm. And in the end, I like the chances of Rogue as Adam gets a TP and flashes straight in. The feet comes through as well, while the setup for the bot dive. Kalish's level 6, he has the Whirling Death and doesn't even need to use it. Comes out late, maybe execute. It's going to be executed. Kalist with a cash in, and then now seeing it in fruition. So even though numbers look good as Adam has now moved towards mid, and as we said, you know, Kana can't join in with the TP. They're still trying to poke them down. KC ignoring Grubs for now. Roger finding 4, or rather it's going to be 5. So the Grub trade is no trade at all. 5 Grubs to 1 is what KC have as their turn. Engage is beautiful. It's a Shattering Strike to follow through the Fate's Call as well. Yike gets out, but for how long? Patrick's picked up the first kill. Setting up all for this starting Dragon, which would be Dragon number 2 of the game. KC picked up the first one, and there you go. Talk about proactivity. It's executed in, but he's getting bursted down. Kalist is a serious problem, needs to be dealt with, but a Whirling Death helps up with Yike. And Yike helps up with Kalist as Dragon begins.
He kind of chased Larson down the lane, so Larson couldn't actually TP in. He's now going to do just that, though, and I don't think it's been spotted here. Targamas is dead. No, he's not. Maybe?
It may be. I mean, you're right. Larson's just going to one-shot him. It's gone to Duck out of range. Gravity Field gets him. Larson didn't think he needed the flash. Maybe he should have just committed it. He has ult too.
It's Kana, he doesn't realize it.
Oh, he might just have to die for it. I think he does. And he does get the first turret of the game. So KC picking up a feat while Kana's running for his life. This Jace, not sure how far he can go as onto Adam, the flash for flash. Malrun captures him as Yike is over the wall to help out. Wind becomes lightning and he stabs him. He swirls a bit. Adam decides to spin himself. So Kana will die, but Yike wants a trade. Stunned up. Permafrost. I'm seeing a bop, a whop, and now a little bit more on top. Shut down by Yike. He goes in, he gets a knock up. And as Malrun comes back down, I think he's tanky enough, but a big duel will favor the Xin Zhao as a smite, a slow, a Q, and the Talons strike him down as Targamas missed, but he gets the ignite. Okay, how do you do? With a blast cone out, Targi now needs a Zenith Blade. But Patrick is out of range and he's running into the fog of war.
He's trying desperately to run away. I think he needs to pray to all the saints right now that he gets out of this one, but can he find his way? Looks like he might be able to. Dodges on the wave. Good call from him there. Trying to set up Vladdy a little bit pushed out. Execute has a good position. No real vision for KC.
Larson stolen the Crescent Guard. 2.5k HP, and there's a steal. How did Yike get it? Solar Flare stops Rogue as well. Targum has done a good job, and they've actually picked off the pieces. How? First of all, Yike. Second of all, Kalist. Third, Kana's damage, and the execute not there. But KC are now finding the fight, and Rogue have had it stolen away from them. Just like
out of last year, you're like, well, you're on G2, mate. So obviously you look good, right? But Yike has,
oh my God,
and is able to do so much again. Even the knockback, the Crescent Guard there, interrupts, executes the crash down. And now Targamas wants to kill Adam.
I mean, now it's a 5k gold lead after that fight, and now after the TP, it's going to be more. Adam is going to counter-strike, but you know he's dead. Stand beside is only going to thrive for a little bit. Vladdy gets a kill on Adam. Kana defends mid. There is no counterplay here from Rogue. They're committing to
bot lane. 25 seconds until Dragon. Kana.
Malrung wants an ulti, but it's on cooldown, so he runs into Fog of War. He's tanky enough for now, but that ulti is going to have to buy him time eventually, but will he be dead before it does? Kana says yes, as top is the focus, but you can see bot is getting taken in.
Probably the vulnerable part of the map, so rightfully backs off.
What can Rogue get right now? Dragon's going to go down to KC.
Without much contest here, again, poke relatively good.
Kalista's soloing it.
Yeah, he's got the lifesteal on it, and he actually can't poke. Like, he's the one member here that doesn't need to be part of this formation. So like, cool, we just take it right from underneath your nose.
Atakan, and now we win the fight, don't we? Because KC run in, and even if they die here, it won't matter, but Larson's going to die first. Electric field from Vladdy. Like the eel that slithers on Summoner's Rift. You don't know where it is because I haven't spotted it to you as KC run up this lane. Yes, Adam's going to get an inner, but I think the base is going to be torn apart by KC.
Especially with the Rift Herald as well. Like, that wasn't used, so now they're going to start to focus this down. Adam going to reset, but yeah, I think they should get another charge off here.
Why don't we end, says KC, and they're going to go for the Nexus turret. Malrun gets poked, Execute gets poked. Nexus turret number 1 is going to drop. Yike flashes away, but the GA is still available. Targamas jumps in, but you know what? They're not going to be popped. KC are going to end here.
Holy
21 minutes. Execute with a great engage, but Draven will one-shot you. Fate's call, an open Nexus, and they're playing to end the game. KC are getting low, and even if they withdraw here, it doesn't matter, because Rogue has to get blown apart as Kana dies in the end. That Nexus is bare, and you know it's only a separate time, or rather...
With a good engage from... Never mind.
No, never mind, because he's dead. Adam in the ground, and they'll just go up mid this time. The defense coming from Larson and bot to make sure that super minion wave doesn't give free access for KC, but it'll still be like a 25-minute game.
This is incredibly impressive from KC. It has been aggression from the get-go, and look, you have champions that spike really well off of 2 items, but I don't think that's even the talking point. It's just the entire thing is gone awry for Rogue, and now they're just kind of hoping they can slink into the darkness without getting caught by KC.
This is one of those games that's really hard to find MVP. Yeah, plays from Carney.
Secured. I don't really know how Rogue are supposed to do much here.
Help eventually, as the draw-in's not there. He spams his classic emote as Larson's flank could be mind-breaking, but as the TP comes through, now they're going to come in and just win the fight anyway. Larson, a good attempt, but Kalist once again just breaking bones. And Execute, no, but a Malrang flash, yes, as Yike slows them all down, and Rogue have just been sandwiched once again. Yike destroys Adam on the back end, and with Targamas' help, this will be the game. 26 minutes. Pick a lane, any lane, and KC will end.
Great stuff from KC. Rogue, again, showing that they are very, very strong when it comes towards lane swaps. But unfortunately for them, just don't really know what to do after that stage of the game.
The Nexus turrets are back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, do we have to? Thank you. We get to bring up the 3 minutes. Woo! Beautiful.
They are back.
Yeah.
But Adam is still dead.
Oh. Is Kalista?
Yeah, I mean, that was almost a kill by Kana, by the way. But Kalista, he's just going to heal up. He looks low, but it doesn't matter. He sent out the ulti again. It's a 4 versus 5. And even though the Nexus turrets are back, even though you can't see a health bar, because for some reason Spectate just hasn't dealt with that yet, they're going to be targeted. They're going to die. I'm going to tell you the health bar right
Do you know
now.
what? I think these turrets are ghosts of their children's past.
They are the ghost of children's past. And I'll give you another one, Dagda. It's not possible, but it is necessary for KC to run Rogue into the ground. 23, 24 kills. And Larson and Malrang will watch this end. Those turrets are dead, by the way. As we end this, KC, an absolute stomp. This is one of the best teams in the LEC, and they let Rogue know.
Talk about that Kraken Slayer into the Hullbreaker, yeah. Getting very popular over in, or even in solo queue as well at the moment. So curious what the game plan is. But there's the Leona, so team's kind of happy to opt in to clear out vision, but doesn't establish any vision for Dragon. You've got Super open at top.
Jojo, is it a mistake? The Soul was unsealed, unfaded, and Chaos Storm is now unleashed, and Paris is tanking up. Fate Sealed is great, though! Jojo thought he was in trouble, but everything. But no mana bar on ice, and Jojo is now full health.
And Mbess is on the way, so everything used by BDS, and now Movistar Koi want to see if they can fight back.
Jojo gets tagged out. Alvaro thinks about the engage, but he's got nothing up and available. Flip back as Mirwin's ready to come in. There's the ultimate, the Magnet Storm in from the Rel. And remember, BDS, like I said, they haven't scaled yet, Dagda. So their damage kind of falling a bit as Koi now move in, and they're going to take 5 grubs.
I didn't quite see. I need to rewatch. Looks like Paris got interrupted there as he went for the engage, and Alvaro was just about able to skirt away. He was looking for that engage to see if he could pick off.
Sure, there's got to be some brown in there. That's Dragon.
Okay.
Mountain Dragon.
Okay, yeah.
You looked at me weird. They get a bit heavy here as Paris is waiting. Jojo wants a ward, finds it, sees everyone in there, still walks forward because his team's on the way, but he went early. BDS just slap him as Mirwin wants a public execution onto Ice. He finds it, really well done. That's a lot of damage and cleans up the kill. That makes it even for Koi as they're going to open up mid with those 5 grubs. Turrets drop like flies.
Yeah, Relevant going to be able to get on out of there, but they're trying to trade it for bot lane turret at the moment. It's just a case of how far Movistar or Koi want to go for this.
They're going to make it a dive, but into Cassante. Solar Flare, is it enough? Yes, Stranglethorns make it so. The Chuggle is also good. Elyoya takes the last hit, takes another one, unfortunately, because the plants are in action, but an inner turret mid.
Difficult to deal with.
Gone.
It's gone.
It's a trade of turret. They finally get the outer turret for BDS.
Look at Jojo. He thinks he's completely safe because all the vision that they've set up on this top side. Oh, it doesn't matter.
Is it buffered? Is it buffered? No, it's not. Jojo unseals his soul once again. This long con play. Surely it's going to work out. A nuke flashes to make it so. So Dagda, you're right. You liked it because in the end, it was well fought.
Well, the thing was, there was a ton of vision that was set up in this top side, right? They had here, covered here, covered here, covered. Higher line just becomes controlled by Movistar Koi. It makes it impossible to move up over towards the... thank you.
Warning top as well. That's our next look. So it's been a slow burner. But for Koi, it's not like we're talking about outscaling or anything. You know, speed, thumbs in the air because...
Incredible banana drawn by Jojo.
Yeah, that's right. And it's a legendary combo. Only Xiaohu was known for that last year. Well, he wasn't the only one, but you know what I mean. That's a big ulti. Stranglethorn's just sent out. Elyoya, the charge has already come through as well. Inner turret burned. Koi running forward onto 113. Mirwin's here, but he's going to be the target. Magnet Storming flashes away from True Shot Barrage, pokes them as irrelevant. He went in, but now he went out with his flash damage, but maybe not enough to start thinking about this objective. As Jojo now foregoing bottom side. He's through mid. He wants a Fate Sealed. Nuke flashes away from double ulti. Jojo still gets some good poke damage off. There's 113 with the permafrost. The setup of the ulti is Paris is the poke out target. He's ignited down, but Jojo flashing forward just out of range. Now he's into Chaos Storm. Now he's blown up. BDS get a pick and they get a reset for Ice, but Mirwin, he's back into the fray and he's pretty tanky. He'll just keep Drake hounding it up. Drake. That's just so simple, isn't it?
I mean, what do you do?
What do you do?
It's a nice attempt here.
Herbology. Ulti used. The plants are just going to take this before BDS are even aware about the health bar. Yep. Baron down. Alvaro zones, and BDS were here to try and play the rest of the fight. Jojo thinks about an angle yet again, but even though the permafrost was set up with the Glacial Prison, you look at Mirwin, who gets a public execution in the back line. Nuke, dead first. 1-1-3. What's his scoreline, I wonder? Because he's going to die yet again. Put the 3 in the middle as Koi run down top. They've got 2 dead on the enemy side for 40 seconds. And this one just feels even more over.
They still have to wait for the wave. You can see Supa escorting that one in on the top side. Wave just about to crash. And I think that tower is going to crash along with it.
Ice is trying. He's going to try and wave clear this, but Feels like you also need the Victor. Koi also still have the Arakan buff for another 30, 40 seconds, I'd like to say, as Mirwin jumps forward. Remember, they can die. They can just int this because it won't matter. Alvaro runs in and looking for the stun. He's going to die eventually, but it is a trade because Ice is now dead. Mirwin gets some damage on the back burner as well as... Well, the last 2 games have been kind of stompy.
Yeah, a little bit.
KC, I mean, at least Rogue's early game was, I think, quite competitive. But, you know, this game, like, BDS, haven't been able to hold a candle, really.
Did GB and Jack Spectra's bet ever get made public? I can't remember. Or games last longer than last bit? Because I'm really curious. Because this is still quite stompy, but it's still 27 minutes.
True.
Most games have been over 30 minutes, so...
We don't see, like, the 20-minute games very often. A little bit in the LPL, but, again, not watching enough of the LCK, I feel so. Not sure if that's the case there, but yeah, it does feel so much longer, doesn't it? More objectives to fight over. You'd think the game would end quicker, but it is snowbally at the very least. Irrelevant just getting poked out. I mean, what do you say at this point? Mirwin just jumped in to 5 people. You know what? Why not? True Shot Barrage, Nuke, lucky to be alive. Irrelevant, the same can be said. It will still be a double inhibitor, even though Mirwin just decided to try and end it himself.
he had an idea.
Yep.
May not have been the best of ideas, but I'm sure there was one behind that. As quite, yeah, like you said, it all 3 nibs down. They're going to play it nice and slow. 30 seconds until Mirwin can TP back in, and they just overrun them with minions. Ooh.
Flash, Jojo still hit. He might be in trouble here. The Yone surviving for now. Irrelevant gets the flip back, but look at Elyoya's damage. With the poke from Super and back, it doesn't matter. They can be a man down. They're still so far ahead as Irrelevant is just trying to buy time for the game to go on, but Super's not going to let him while that chase comes down. The Stranglethorns gets a knock-up. Death Rocket would be good, but Nuke flashed in to get nothing. Jojo takes him out clean with Elyoya's support of the plants.
Super's just still going. Finally gets the tank, and now Mirwin's finally back up, so they will be able to TP in just shy of 30 minutes. Looks like Movistar Koi have it.
They'll move up alongside KC, alongside Ginex, alongside Fnatic. About day 2, week 2, it looks like our top teams are being cemented. It looks like BDS ain't what they used to be. They'll get sent to the fountain, and now with the Bear Nexus, Movistar Koi, your fans have something to be rewarded for. Their undying loyalty of last year, how close you got. It looks like you're getting close again to the top of the table as you move to 4-1.
4 teams now tied.